Thanks. Hi everyone, thanks for popping by to find out about the Manufacturing Growth Programme. I think I'm following on from the exuberance and energy of James Sinclair there, so bear with me. So we are Economic Growth Solutions, part of Oxford Innovation, and we're delivering the Manufacturing Growth Programme. And I am your Manufacturing Growth Manager for Essex. So the programme itself is manufacturing, a bespoke programme for manufacturers. So if you enter our programme, come into joining us, then you'll get a dedicated experience, that's me, growth manager, which will provide ongoing support for you. You'll have access to a comprehensive business diagnostic tool called Growthmapper, which has been designed particularly for manufacturers. This will help you identify opportunities, create plans for growth and improvement, and of course, possibly help connect you to wider opportunities as well. As far as grant funding goes, we are able to cover a third of an improvement project, and we'll get onto that a little bit in a few minutes' time. It says here up to a maximum project cost of 10k. We do actually split that into two, if it's a big project. This is our geographical coverage. So we're quite well established across England in 18 local enterprise partnership regions. So the Growthmapper itself is, as I said earlier, a diagnostic tool which will help benchmark your business. It'll analyse where your business is at, and it gives you the opportunity, if you do it with other members in your team, it gives you the opportunity to gauge their perceptions of the business as well. And that's actually where it can get very interesting for businesses. It can be done by up to 6 people, and you'll see a sort of range of agreement or displacement within the team in relation to key business concerns. This is what you get if you do the Growthmapper. So hopefully you can all see that okay. This one here has been done by 2 people. Can't see how I could enlarge any of those, but obviously I can show you if you would like, when if you connect with me. So what you get, however many people do it, you will also get the blue line there, which shows what the average is. So on this particular one, the person in yellow believes that market knowledge is great, and the person in red doesn't think that at all. So that's obviously a great opening then for a conversation with us, and that's where we come in to help. Really, we're not experts. We have some expertise, we have some skills in various things, but really it's interpreting that, getting the business to talk about what they want, how they want to go forward, what their challenges are, and what opportunities they might have. And then, of course, if there's an opportunity for a grant as part of a project that they might want to do to improve the business. So eligibility is, I say like usual ERDF, as though everybody might know that. So European Regional Development Fund funded, and it has an eligibility of, you have to have fewer than 250 employees and less than a turnover equal to 50 million. Obviously, if you reach out to me, then we can check eligibility, no problem. Just to give you an idea of the sort of improvement projects that come up, because sometimes when I'm speaking to people, they say, oh, actually, I don't have anybody, I don't have any need for a project at the moment. And then as we go on, and maybe they do the Growthmapper to see what kind of challenges they've not recognised or opportunities that they've not recognised, things come out and they say, oh, actually, I would like to do a marketing project, or you know, we had a finance guy in once and he was really great. I'd love to have him back again. And that's a great project then. So, you know, the conversations often open up opportunities for projects. A little bit more about that. Environmental is becoming quite a big one at the moment, which is great to see. And also people and skills, team building, team dynamics and behaviours, having people in to help with that externally can really take your business to a different level. And I've seen lots of businesses improve greatly by improving their teams, and particularly, you know, in leadership, which then follows through to the rest of the company. A little bit of intel on Essex. I won't stick on this one too much because we could sit forever with intelligence, but it's something that I can show you should you want to. But interesting for me is that, you know, in the southeast, we're mainly dealing at the moment. Our biggest clients are engineering, then food and drink, electronic, and then down to sort of joinery, metals, construction, medical and life sciences. This one, and I don't know if you can see too much on there, but again, the interesting thing for me on here is how the Growthmapper is looked at. So leadership is the area where the management team, in general, this is obviously based on stats, have the management team have the most difference of opinion. So that's something that we can help with. We can help to try and improve that by having conversations with them, and then maybe they'll do a project with us to help that progress. So what do our clients say about us, which is, I think, one of the most important things. You can see that here. This is Sorrel's Wine Racks, a company based in Rayleigh that have done a couple of projects with us. Lovely company, beautiful wine rooms, and Tim Lewis, the MD, says take the advice that's available. I like to think that I don't actually give advice, but more sort of help the company find their own conclusions, their own ways of dealing with things, and just opening up differences and opportunities that they might not have considered. Just run through a couple of these till we get to. This company is a two-man company based in Southend, and during the pandemic, they realised that the way that they did business actually wasn't going to continue through the pandemic, because their website wasn't very good, and they mainly saw their customers face to face. So obviously that all stopped and their orders dried up, but they very quickly galvanised themselves, pulled themselves together and improved their website through one of our projects. And it's changed their business model, and it's changed, you know, the future of their business for the better. So it was a really good one to do during the pandemic. Another one, that one's actually not mine, it's in Kent, but these are Southeast businesses. Excalibur Screw Bolts is based in Hockley. They're a very innovative company. They have actually won the Queen's Award. I watched the presentation yesterday about Queen's Awards, which I thought was very interesting. And Excalibur is somebody that's actually won that in the past. Celebration Drinks, very efficient and smooth process, they say. That is the most common thing that people say to us. I'll explain why. And they're putting together a new factory in Malden, so they've got an awful lot on at the moment. So that was great to be able to help and ensure that the process was smooth as well. We did a case study on Piopo, and I hope I've pronounced that right, Rachel. We've done a case study on Piopo during the pandemic, because they quickly pivoted their business. And as Rachel says here, by pivoting it during the crisis, they played a massive part in supporting the community, working from home. So again, hugely innovative. business, and one that's been really good to work with a couple of times. In fact, through the pandemic, we were reached out to, from quite a lot of news companies, BBC, ITV, and Rachel did actually go on, I can't remember what channel, I think it was ITV, on their business thing, to talk about how she pivoted her business, but that came through us. So our reach is quite wide from a marketing point of view. So how do we do the process? Obviously, if you speak to me, then I'll set that out very clearly, and it is very clear. The diagnostic initially, a conversation, a plan of action, how we're going to do it, what we're going to do, and then anything else that we can help with as we go along. We do have a set process, and we like to think that all our programs, that's across everything we do as part of Oxford Innovation, we're constantly trying to improve them and deliver them as best we possibly can for the benefit of the business and the local economy that we're working in. Very important to us, and that we continue to improve. During the pandemic, the media attention focused largely on headline manufacturers, and many of our clients were supporting these in various ways. So in our part, we changed what we did to a certain extent, and we were helping them get on supply chains for various things, medically, and also, just generally helping them out, letting them have a little bit of space, time to talk to us if they wanted to, in much the same way that I know the Growth Hub did. So we changed what we did a little bit. But what we found as well was that people who did have some space, and it was such a, as businesses across Essex will know, there were such varying degrees of what people could and couldn't do. So some people that were able to work and maybe get on these supply chains were very, very busy, and then other business was completely closed and to a certain extent had nothing to do. But quite a lot of those did start to think internally about how they could improve their business, and through that, some projects came out and some improvements have been made. And certainly those businesses that helped during the pandemic on some of those supply chains that helped the NHS at the time, I find myself saying thank you to them at every opportunity, but also to the ones across Essex that continued and just were trying to keep staff, keep everything going, and also that reached out to us to hopefully make improvements. So that's us really in a nutshell. But I'll be around this afternoon. I'm not around too much. I've got some other meetings to go to, but I will keep my my box, I keep calling it, my stand open. And if anybody wants to ask me anything, please do come and say hello. I would love to speak to you. And tell you a bit more about the programme, how it can help you, and or just say hello. And thank you so much for listening to me.